Welcome to the Investing Podcast presented by Tusk Media. The final bell has rung and the market is now closed. So let's move on to an audio and video recap with the Investing Happy Hour.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Investing Podcast, the official investing podcast of college football season. We are all here. We're going to make our picks for week one in just a few minutes. Give you some real value bets coming up. I'm Andrew Hall, got Sam Frost, the unit, Matt Krebsbach, and Ben Nye way down there. So market, quick update. Dow, huge day for it, up 10 basis points, so 0.1%. S&P 500, totally flat. NASDAQ up about 0.25%. Global Dow up a little bit. Gold up about 0.5%. Oil got whooped down 2.64%. So not a great day for oil. Also not a great day for spaceships. Let's just jump in. Who's got commentary on an explosive day for SpaceX?
Take it.
Man, I'm waiting for the SpaceX press release to say that it wasn't SpaceX's fault, that someone put something in the atmosphere that caused the explosion, because there's no way, in a million miles, this probably happened once. This happened once.
It's part of the master plan.
Right.
God's master plan.
I just wanted him to bring up something about the car, like something about the Model 3, like completely
Yeah.
unrelated. Just,
I'm waiting for him to just completely change topics and say, so we're going to buy more of Solar City's debt.
And they'll do it as a blog post. It won't even be a press release.
Right.
They'll do a blog post. That's my favorite thing. Yeah, so SpaceX, not a great day. Tesla, Solar City, kind of went down with it. Both down quite a bit. Tesla down like 5%, I think. Solar City was down like 9%, something like that. I don't know. So not a great day. Jobs report coming up tomorrow. We are hoping for good and or calm news because we're trying to get out of here and go to the lake for the weekend. So we don't want to get disrupted and have to work on a Friday because of a bad jobs report. What are you guys expecting for the jobs report?
I was expecting something relatively positive, but after today's PMI report, which was a total gong show, I'm nervous. I would take the under on 180.
I'm going positive.
He's going positive.
I think it's going to be about flat. Maybe down a little bit.
0 jobs added.
Tiebreaker. I've got to be positive here just so that we can really have that hope for getting out of here. Huge weekend, in all seriousness, for Narwhal. We're doing a Narwhal Lake trip. We're going up to Lake Burton. Going to be a good time, taking advantage of the long weekend. Follow us on Twitter at Tusk Media LLC for live coverage. We're going to make Garrett the intern and Scotty the intern just sit at a computer and tweet all day. We're not even going to let them use their phones. We're going to make them actually be hardwired into a local area network and cover us. So it's going to be good. Speaking of the weekend, football season is upon us, gents. Want to explain what we're doing here. Big money contest going on right now. And a big investing experiment. That's how we're going to spend this thing. So all of us are throwing $100 into a pot. Winner take all. We're betting on college football games, and we're doing it against the line. So we're taking the Vegas lines. We're using BetDSI to provide the lines.
It's a good pitch.
Mainly because we want them to give us a promo code so that you guys can sign up and get 10 free bucks worth of bets. So we're using BetDSI.com. Check that out. Use the promo code INVESTING, and you'll get no free bonus. But what we're doing is we're going to cover every game all season long in the SEC because it's the only real football conference that you have in college football. That covers my school of choice as well as Sam's many schools of choice. We're going to cover every Wisconsin game to account for Krebsbach and every Washington game. So we'll represent the Huskies and the Badgers there as well. We'll also hit every top 25 versus top 25 game. So that's a lot of games. Probably going to be hitting 12 to 15 just about every week. Going to really be diversifying our investments here, though, because we're all going to pick that many games every week. Over the course of the season, we're probably going to be talking about 200-plus games. On the other hand, the interns are pooling their money to go together on the intern lock of the week. One game only. They have to pick from our pool of games, but it can be any of those games. They're betting against the spread as well. So we're going to track them and see over the course of the 12 to 14 weeks of college football.
What do they win?
Nothing. They're not in the pool. They talked about doing something on their own. We may figure out how to incorporate them in some way, but they're certainly not going to get any of my money because I'm going to win. So this week's games, and we're just going to run through these. We'll give commentary as appropriate. Tennessee, a 20.5 point favorite against App State. They're playing at home. The game is tonight at 7:30. First SEC game of the year. You had a weird game last weekend. I've got Tennessee. Krebs has Tennessee covering that 20.5. Ben and Sam going with App State covering the 20.5. Any thoughts?
Yeah, this was, I went back and forth a while on this one. I think Tennessee is going to have a much better season this year than they have in the past. App State, though, they have shown us the past couple of years, they come out firing in game one.
I think it's important when you think about Tennessee football, and I grew up in East Tennessee, so I get this, that this is the 83rd year in a row in which this is Tennessee's year at the beginning of September. So keep an eye on that. We'll continue to watch that developing situation. Big-time college football game here. Vanderbilt and South Carolina. Vanderbilt is at home. They are a 4-point favorite. Split decision here in a way. Ben going with Vandy. Everybody else with South Carolina. Ben, any thoughts on the Vandy pick, or was it just to go with the gut?
Going with the gut, home team.
There we go.
I don't know, Vanderbilt.
Great analysis.
Commodore Stadium is going to be rocking. They're going to have like 300 people there. It's going to be nuts. Anybody got any other commentary on the game?
I think Vandy will win. I just don't think it's going to be by more than 4 points.
All right, there we go. Saturday games. Yeah, that game is also tonight, 8 o'clock. Saturday game, noon, Oklahoma, a 12-point favorite against Houston. It's a neutral site game in Houston, but there's probably a lot more Oklahoma fans than Houston fans, so it's probably going to be a Sooner-heavy crowd. I've got Oklahoma. Sam has Oklahoma. Ben and Krebs have Houston. Krebs, talk to me about Houston football, man.
Well, I mean,
Hitting the deep cuts here.
I'll be honest, I don't know like anything about it. I just feel like 12 points is a lot for against in Houston against, I guess what people are saying is a decent team.
And a Heisman candidate.
That's a lot to cover, I thought.
There we go.
That's as far as my analysis
Hey,
went.
I'll take that. Mississippi State, the 28-point favorite against South Alabama. I've got South Alabama. Ben's got South Alabama. Krebs and Sam have Mississippi State. This is your alma mater.
Them dogs,
talk,
baby.
Talk to me about Dan Mullen's squad, man.
Yeah, so Dan Mullen, they've shown the past couple of years that these games that are against components that they're supposed to win, they come out firing. And they come out scoring a lot, and I don't know what the motto is behind it, if they're just trying to get the crowd real pumped up for the season or what, but they come out and they're going to score up. I don't know if that's intentionally or not, but I don't think 28 is going to be a problem for them.
All right. Also at noon on Saturday, West Virginia, home team, 10-point favorite against Mizzou. Andrew, myself, Ben, and Krebs all going with West VA. Sam, talk to me about Mizzou. Is that just SEC homerism?
That is not SEC homerism. I'm, so I lived in West Virginia one summer, so I lived with some West Virginia fans.
West
all right?
Virginia loyalty.
So
I like
I've
it.
kind of followed West Virginia football a little bit, and they just kind of seem to disappoint. Again, I think West Virginia will win. I think Missouri can keep it within 10, though.
Gotcha. Anybody thoughts on Missouri?
I'm a big Mountaineer fan. I think they'll beat. I'm pretty confident in that one.
It's a crazy home environment.
Yeah.
It's a good, yeah.
And Missouri's one of my least favorite programs in the country, so I almost always pick against them. Texas A&M, a 3-point favorite against UCLA, despite being unranked and UCLA having some lofty rankings. I'm going UCLA +3, so is Ben, so is Krebs. Sam, the outlier, Texas A&M -3. But I want to hear from Ben because you're a Pac-12 guy.
I got to stick with Pac-12. They don't only two Pac-12.
You going with the chosen Rosen? Is that what this is all about? Josh Rosen?
I will root against UCLA in every single Pac-12 game, but I got to support my West Coast compatriots here.
There we go. 3:30 kickoff on Saturday. LSU, a 10-point favorite against the lowly Wisconsin Badgers. Me and Sam are going LSU. Ben and Krebs going Wisconsin.
Yeah, there you go.
Krebs, talk to me about Wisconsin. And this game's at Lambeau Field.
Yeah, I think that's a big part of it. I'm just giving a lot of value to that playing at Lambeau. I think their defense is a lot better than what they're getting credit for. But their offense, I think their offense is really bad. It's just me being a homer.
It was a low conviction pick for me because 10
Was it?
points. Yeah, 10 points seems kind of like a lot.
Yeah.
But I still think it'll go down. Arkansas, 26-point favorite against Louisiana Tech. Clean sweep here. I think the first one we got, everybody picking La Tech. I just don't believe in Arkansas. Obviously, none of us do. At least not by a
I don't like
26-point
Not by
margin.
26.
Georgia, a 2.5-point favorite against North Carolina. Neutral site game at the Georgia Dome. Will probably be about a 50-50 crowd just because North Carolina has a huge fan base here in Atlanta. This makes me real nervous that we all pick Georgia. I bet on games. I never actually put money on Georgia, but I feel really confident about the Georgia 2.5-point spread. I could talk for a few hours about it, but I'll spare you guys. Do you guys have any thoughts, or are you just following my blind faith?
Following your blind
All
faith,
right,
baby.
that's what I'm talking about. Kentucky, a 6-point favorite against Southern Miss at home. I've got Kentucky. Sam's got Kentucky. Ben's got Kentucky. We got an outlier in Krebsbach. Talk to me about the Southern Mississippi Eagles.
Yeah, it's like the last pick on that. I don't know. I just never thought Kentucky was good at football. I mean, pretty much just that. I don't think they're like ever good.
But they're at
I don't
home.
either. I don't think they're ever good, but I think Southern Miss is really never good. Except for, I mean, they did have Brett Favre way back in the day. So
That's what I picked.
But-
Brett Favre ain't walking through those doors.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to take advantage somewhere, right? If you're gonna win this.
There you go.
You failed to mention that they're at home. That seems to be the basis for your other picks.
Fine.
Home team all the way,
Maybe
baby.
no teams. I don't even know.
Nah, we're
No.
pretty nice. Florida, a 36.5-point favorite against UMass. I don't know why, and I think this is actually a legitimate typo, but I picked Florida, apparently. I don't know that Florida can score 36.5 on no defense. I'll throw that out there, so I kind of regret my pick all the way, but I'm not going to change it because it's already in writing and it's already on video, so I'm going with Florida. And I do think that was a typo. Everybody's going with Florida except Krebsbach. Krebsbach, thoughts on
No, I
the...
just thought 35 was so many.
That's a ton.
Usually I'd like just going banking on a team not scoring 35 points.
Yeah, especially a Florida team.
Yeah.
They only scored that many points against Georgia. Alabama, -11 against USC. That's another one where it seems like a big number, but I think this is like a classic Saban wear them down game, in my opinion. So I took Bama -11, as did Ben, as did Sam. Krebsbach. The variant view continues.
Wait, what did I do?
You got USC +11. Anybody got thoughts on Bama?
USC, baby.
Sam's a huge Bama fan. He could be a huge USC fan if the
Yeah.
weekend turns by the end of the week. Anybody got any other thoughts on this game?
Alabama just knows how to get it done. USC, I mean, they have all the talent in the world, but they can, they just can't get their program together.
Alabama's overrated. SEC's
Ooh.
overrated.
Whoa, Krebs, talking big.
Coming
Clemson.
from the Wisconsin fan who's going 0-1 in
Yeah.
2 days.
Clemson, 7-point favorite against Auburn on the road. Interesting out-of-conference matchup. Everyone out there listening should take Auburn +7 points because we all took Clemson -7, and it was the intern lock of the week.
Oh,
They
boy.
also took Clemson -7. 7 points seems very manageable for a Clemson offense. Auburn's defense was atrocious last year against prolific quarterbacks. They really struggled, and they lost their defensive coordinator and a lot of their coaching staff. They're getting some guys back from injury, but I just don't see how they slow down Deshaun Watson and company. And Clemson's a good team. They return a ton of talent from a team that almost won a national title. Auburn, meanwhile, lost like 6 games.
Who
last
did
year.
Clemson lose to?
Who was it? Alabama.
Oh, that's right.
SEC.
That's right.
Anybody got any thoughts on Auburn or Clemson?
No, you know a lot more than I do.
I don't know if I do.
I think I just jumped on you saying that. You were talking about that this morning. I think I just hopped on that one.
I feel good about that. That's probably, it's one of my highest conviction picks, so I'm probably wrong. Washington, -26.5 against Rutgers. We got 3 folks picking the Huskies. We got Ben,
Yeah.
Krebs, and Sam. Outlier right here, going with Rutgers. The Scarlet Knights. Mainly wanted to do it to get under Ben's skin a little bit. Ben, talk to me about Husky football.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest problem they're going to have is that it's an 11 o'clock game in Seattle, but it's going to be beautiful weather. People are going to be out on the lake. They're going to come out. They're going to be firing. They won an awesome bowl game last year. They finished the season really strong, returning a true freshman quarterback and a running back, and Myles Gaskin in conversation for some Heisman talk, and the defense is terrific. So I'm really excited about Washington's season, and I don't think they're gonna have a problem with the spread.
There we go. All right. You almost convinced me, but I don't believe you. Florida State, a 4-point favorite against Ole Miss. Is a game in Orlando, Florida. We all picked Florida State. I just don't believe in Ole Miss. Anybody got any?
Yeah, Ole Miss is a spoiler team, but not against the Florida State.
Florida State's good, I think.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
I mean, it's an SEC team too, so.
I will say of the SEC teams that are ranked, and it's almost hard to keep track of them all because there's so many, but I do think Ole Miss is the most over. Actually, Tennessee is.
Tennessee's got to be.
Ole Miss is pretty close. I think Ole Miss should be good, but I don't believe in Hugh Freeze's in-game coaching ability. And they just lost every playmaker they had on their roster. So that's my thought. So there you go. We'll track all these. We're going to put them up on narwhalcapital.com/blog. Every week we'll keep a running tally of how many we get right, we get wrong. We'll do a cumulative score count. Hopefully we beat the interns as a winning percentage. And hopefully I win, so I get $300 from these clowns. Y'all have a great day. We'll be back tomorrow. And yeah, that's it. Y'all have a good weekend if we don't hear from you. It'd be weird if we heard from them.
Tusk Media is a subsidiary of Narwhal Capital Management. Ratings and reviews of Tusk Media content are not to be construed as endorsements of opinions, analysis, or services offered by Tusk or its parent company. The opinions and predictions shared here are our professional beliefs at the time of publication. We are not under duress from any of the corporate entities mentioned. This is not a solicitation to take any particular action. Although we are investment advisors, this information should not be considered investment, legal, or tax advice. We strive to be as impartial, insightful, and accurate as possible. We base our opinions, analysis, and calculations on information we believe to be reliable, but we cannot guarantee its accuracy. We can, however, guarantee that our opinions will sometimes be flat out wrong due to a variety of factors. Employees and clients of Narwhal Capital Management may or may not hold positions in the securities detailed and may or may not hold these positions in the future. A full list of all securities purchased, sold, or held during the 12 months preceding the date of this publication can be provided upon request. Unless otherwise noted, all data accessed via MarketWatch or the Bloomberg terminal. Past performance does not guarantee future results. A copy of Narwhal's Form ADV is available at the SEC's website, www.advisorinfo.sec.gov, or from Narwhal upon written request.